Jokic to Porter. Gets to the basket and scores.
Ooh, if I had that kind of vertical, I'd be throwing it off the glass and showing out. But the coaching staff is probably okay with an easy lay right there.
Smith. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Missed it at the line. Barton into the front court. They trail by 2. To Jokic. Fires the 3. Off the mark.
Make it next.
Smith goes to the left side. Pass there, taken away by Denver. Barton to Jokic. And the slam.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
I think the defender had absolutely 0 chance on that play.
Denver's got it. Barton. They'll work it down to Millsap. Shot from the lane won't go.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Can't connect. Barton into the front court. Down just a couple. To Millsap. Harris matched up with Howard. Millsap to Jokic. Won't go. Randall. To Howard. Beyond the arc for 3. Misfires. It's no good. Barton into the front court. He'll run the offense. Oh, they call the foul.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Jokic to Will Barton. Shot clock winding down. Has a look. Jumper's good.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Short jumper stays out.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul. "17-footer at the buzzer, and it's no good as time runs out on the first quarter of play. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. Here comes the screen.
I don't need no screen.
Fires the 3. Another chance. grabs his own miss and scores. Good concentration.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Screen coming.
New York with 4 to shoot. Offensive rebound on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Nuggets with the basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Off the penetration, almost, but no good.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
Hayden to Marcus Morris. Won't go. End to end on that one. 94 feet for the basket.
So you're just going to let him go coast to coast like that?
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, New York.
Neely Kina to Marcus Morris. Mason Plumlee pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Nuggets have the possession. To Porter. Count it.
So many concerns about his strength and more important.
Here we go. Subbing in for number 15,
To Jokic. To Porter. Barton. To Porter. Julius Randle with the block. That's out. Last touch by Julius Randle. That's a 24-second violation. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
From long range. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Off the mark. No good.
Here we go. I got ball.
To Porter. Dwight Howard sends it away. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
In the paint, you need to finish. Just like that.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Nuggets in front.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here.
The Nuggets entered the locker room with a comfortable lead.
For them to get the lead, I see it happening with their transition game. They've done a great job today of working the fast break offense. The Knicks would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard.
Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments.
Have a look at the leading scorers for the New York Knicks.
Game track. Bench points.
The New York Knicks had enough difficulty dealing with the opposing starters, let alone their bench players. They really need to adjust for the depth of this opposing team and figure out how to slow them down.
Player of the half.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Nuggets have the possession. To Will Barton. They get it down to Millsap. Missed a wide open look. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
To Dennis Smith Jr. 4-3. That one off the mark. It's no good. To Jokic. Not that time.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Pass stolen by the Nuggets.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
He was hacked. They let it go. Martin into the front court. It's an 8-point lead. Here comes the screen. Jokic to Porter. The pass set it all up.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Randall. Stuffs it down with authority. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Jokic to Millsap. To Jokic. Trying to cash in. Shot for Jokic. No good. Smith now into the front court. His club's staring up at an 8-point deficit. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Dwight Howard trying to cash in on a 3-point play. 56% for his career. Free throw try, off the mark. To Will Barton. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Slams it down.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Smith. To Marcus Morris. Tough make through traffic.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Marcus Morris sends it away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Couple of cracks at the line now.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
Dennis Smith Jr. has got 2 shots coming. For his career, 69% at the line. And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Barton into the front court. Lead is 2. Porter. New York Knicks basketball. And the basket good at the rim.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Barton into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That'll do it. Third quarter complete. No separation so far. It's all even. The Knicks to inbound here to start the fourth quarter. And this game's been everything we could have hoped for. All tied up after 3.
This is what happens when you have winners on both sides. People who are not willing to give up and will continue to scrape and claw to get themselves in a position to win this ballgame.
To Porter. For 3. That'll humble the rookie. Porter Jr. off the mark. To Dennis Smith Jr. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Big shout out to the athletic trainer for this team. It's obvious you've been doing all the preparation required of your team in the weight room in the offseason. Flex on them a little bit.
Barton. Lets it fly from long range. Count the triple.
What a smart play. And Ed, with barely no traditional low post players left in the game, you have 10 players on the perimeter. When you have a guy who's able to utilize a step back, that helps get shots over people with length.
This day and age, very rarely is there a bad shot from the perimeter. Now the Nuggets signaling for timeout. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
And I've been seeing a lot of barking back and forth between the players and the fans. I actually like that. I think that gets the players more engaged in the game, in particular sometimes when the game seems like it's dead air.
I got ball. I got ball.
Match up.
Barton to Jokic. They'll work it down to Millsap. To Will Barton. Good. Off a spin.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
And a chance coming up at the line.
No. I'll tell you, the team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Dang, man. Dang.
Knocks down the first.
of times.
And gets both to drop at the line. It's Denver's ball. Barton to Jokic. From the painted area, won't go down. Murray into the front court. His team up by 1. Count the basket inside.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old simple bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
To Jokic. Gets it in the left corner. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Barton to Jokic. Here comes the screen. Wide open look, won't go. Murray into the front court. Leads a bucket. And the finish at the rim.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Denver ball right now.
Here we go. I got him.
To Millsap. Sizing up the defense. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot clock to 4 for the Nuggets. Won't go. He needs some luck on his side given how they're defending. Smith with it up top. They lead it. 4-point game. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Dennis Smith Jr. at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. The free throw, perfect. And the lead is up to 7. Now a whistle and a timeout for Denver. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Deep 3 at the buzzer. It's a victory for the Knicks as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks got themselves a win here today. And these are the kind of highlights I love to see. Check out the defensive effort that turns so many shots into really embarrassing moments. The Nuggets couldn't put it together to get the victory here today. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Denver Nuggets.
Game track. Assists.
The New York Knicks were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game. That being the great assist.
Player of the game.
And while you can't track leadership on a stat sheet, it was by far the most impressive thing he did in this game.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. These are the top 3 plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.
Like the Energizer, yeah, I'm supplying no like Elijah. In the cut, no, my run to go from Elijah. Say, like is it, and if that is the case, then I'm finna surprise her. No, I am not an advisor, but I do advise you to pay attention. Never need to mention I'm the heads. Finna push it to the ledge. Yeah, my meds. Ain't got no love for the feds. Can that thing go to your head? Me watch where you tread. I'm finna kill it instead. I'm finna, I can never done it, and I wanna run it, and I wanna keep it going and going like infinity. Be the only entity to ever rip it apart. Finna start like this, finna heart like this, finna rip it, make my yes, I'm in no nitrous, do it right, just I've been down this road before. Everybody think that they do, but they don't. Swear to God that they would, but they won't. Spitting rhythm. Last time me and my mom feeling the vibe like yeah, finna get it like yeah. I done made $20 million. I don't flex to be acknowledged. At this point, it's common knowledge. All you haters been abolished. You in the club throwing dollars, but I'm saving mine so my kids go to college. Or maybe whatever they wanna do. Just as long as they never say, Daddy blew $20 million. Ay, he had to flex to be acknowledged. Ay, he in the club throwing dollars, and I cannot afford to send me to college. Ay, Daddy just wanna be loved, just like everybody wanna be accepted. Ay, but somehow he had neglected me and my mama for all of this rap. Ay, no, I can up with that. Ay, no, I can up with that. Who you know dropped the album back to back to back to back to back to back again. I'm back again and snap again. And that ain't no other way around it. Yeah, it's happening cause I've been living in a world of my own. Leave me alone, I'm in the zone where I've been prone to destroy. You cannot avoid this. Whack, have annoyed this. Yes, you know I enjoy this. Preach, yeah, I'm trying to reach everybody in the streets, putting words to the beach. Each one, teach one, yeah, I'm trying to reach one. Who the beast one? That be me on the top to the east one. Tell me how you really want to do it right now. Finna shout out everybody, no one heard of this, heard of us. We ain't going nowhere, it's a hurt of us. Hold up, roll up, levitating like I'm David Blaine. Living a dream like I'm David Ames. Talk all you want, we are not the same. Step in the spot, we know the name. So more albums my first week than Harry Styles and Katy Perry. That ain't a sign of the times, and I don't know what is, man. It's scary, cause I've been blowing up like C4, and I'm 3 for 3 like a free throw. Anybody hating on the boy, take a step back and then now my phone blowing up like ring, 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 ring. That Kevin Durant, I'm a champion. Check the numbers, I'm a champion. Can't sleep on the boy anymore, but the haters that love to hate gon' Star-Lord, champion. Know the name and they know the alias, that's for sure. Gave him 44, now here's 44 more.
It is NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams. Should be a terrific game here tonight. Capital One Arena in our nation's capital. Tonight, the Washington Wizards getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. The opening tip belongs to the Wizards as we get going in Washington. Here comes the screen. Murray with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Washington has the rebound. Wall across the timeline. Looking to make something happen. 4-3. The Knicks clear the board. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Misfires. It's no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Beal. To Wall. There it is, John Wall. Missed his first, that one goes. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
Lets it fly from long range, working hard on the glass. Smith. Short jumper off the mark.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home. Jay, mixed opinions with Carmelo Anthony. How will you remember his career?
Well, as of right now, he's a catch-and-shoot type player. But for me personally, Carmelo Anthony will go down as one of the greatest isolation players of all time. Back in his Denver days, his earlier New York Knicks days, there was nobody better in an isolated set than CA.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Jamal Murray up against John Wall. To Marcus Morris. Down to Randall. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Wall up against the 8-time All-Star. There it is, John Wall. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
To Howard. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
It's still early, so no real impact on that call. But you know that they're going to call this one tight, so you might want to keep your hands out of his pocket.
That's the first foul in the last 2 minutes.
Dwight Howard has got 2 shots coming. 56% for his career. First free throw is good.
I see you've been working on your game.
And he makes them both.
Easy buckets.
Wall. Here comes the screen. Wall. Fight to shoot for Washington. Has a chance. Smith with a shot. It won't fall. To Howard. short jumper won't fall.
I got him. Here we go. Let's move.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number one, to see if they'll get caught. And number two, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Zaire Smith at the line. First one goes down. Able to convert on both free throws.
Good shot, boy.
Ntilikina into the front court. Down just a couple. To Howard. Gets a shot up off the mark.
We gotta get up on that.
Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Everybody in the building understands he's been a known target. Looks like they're hacking early in this one.
Frank Ntilikina at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 72%. First one, counted.
It's like practice.
So he hits the first, misses the second. So we are through one here at Capital One Arena with the Wizards out in front. Jay and I back with more from our nation's capital. After this, you're tuned into the NBA on EA Sports. Second quarter set to start 9.
Substitutions, Washington. Subbing in for New York, number 1.
Coming through.
And number 27, Jamal Murray.
To Beal. Bradley Beal. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
It can only be one of two things here. One, the defender ran out of gas. Or two, this dude is just unstoppable.
And he knocks it down, Jay.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
To Beal from long range. Rebounds pulled down by New York. Beyond the arc for 3. Off the mark. No good. Smith with the basketball. His team up by 1. Trying to cash in. Anthony with a shot. That won't go.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket. You're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
To Beal.
All by yourself.
Shot clock winding down. To Anthony. Has a look. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Wizards have it.
I got ball.
And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Team foul number 1. First foul in the final 2 minutes.
Beal. Another rising above the rim. A Carmelo Anthony special.
Ooh, is today Throwback Thursday? A little flash of the old Melo right there.
Slams it down.
Good
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Anthony. Marcus Morris pins it. Couldn't keep it in. It's out off Greg Monroe. Marcus Morris rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
That's going to be out of bounds.
Block up. Here you go. Hit it. Hey, switch, I got him.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. So a tie one as we reach the break in a one-point game. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jalen Rose, and this is your EA Sports Halftime Report. The Knicks have themselves a close game after 2 quarters. It's obvious how these guys scored the majority of their points, and that's in the paint. They did a great job of scoring down low. These are the guys getting buckets for the New York Knicks. The Wizards aren't down by much after 2 quarters. They certainly staked the flag in the paint. They were dominant around the rim on the offensive end. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Field goals.
This is the type of game fans want to see. Lots of great scoring with no signs of slowing down. More fireworks are sure to come after the halftime break.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going.
Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Thanks for joining us for the halftime report. The second half is about to get started.
Murray with it. Leads one. Smith. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
To Anthony. Beal. Here comes the screen. Beal, defended by Howard. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Has a chance. Shot won't go. Wizards at the controls. Wall. Julius Randle swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Murray into the front court. 2-point advantage. And he'll head to the line.
I've seen it happen so many times. Small things like that foul can end up becoming a momentum changer. Let's see how this one plays out.
And he connects on the first free throw. And gets both to drop at the line. Beal. To Wall. To Anthony. Here's a chance from long range. Rebound hauled in by New York. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. Better late than never. That was his first shot, and it goes down.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
To Anthony. Wall. Beal knocks it down. And Jay, so much better to get that shot beyond the arc than inside 22 feet.
I don't know how he saw his man out in the cut like that, but that was nice.
Coach of the Knicks signals for a timeout as they'll discuss matters in what's now a 3-point game. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Smith with the basketball. Up by 3. Picked up by the Wizards. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, he may not show up in your feed all the time with the crazy highlights, but he's one of the most underrated creative shot makers we have in this game.
To Monroe. Nice finish at the rim.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
It's Washington with the basketball. And the reward, he's going to the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
First try at the line, no good. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Fires the 3. Wizards grab the rebound. Wall into the front court. His group now down 2. Stuffs it down with authority. Neither side is giving up an inch.
I guarantee you tomorrow on Complex's social feed, that play will have millions of views. And I'm really looking forward to this fourth quarter because the first 3 have lived up to the billing.
Nothing going here on that drive. Now the coach of the Knicks going to signal for a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Elfrid Payton up against John Wall and stuffs it home.
Good finish.
That's
Good
what I'm
finish.
talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
Wall with it up top. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket. Screen coming. Wall. And throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Slams it down.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Big time finish.
Short jumper misses. Late heave to beat the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Knicks have the lead. The Wizards in control of the basketball as we start the fourth. We've got a one-possession game going on. This has the look of a race that's going down to the wire.
And it looked that way from the very beginning, but this is where the coaches and the best players on the floor really earn their money. Down the stretch, it's game time.
To Payton. Wizards come up with it.
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
And watch him do the rest. Slam dunk. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Wizards with the basketball. Beal. Won't go. Rises for the slam.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Into the front court comes Wall. His guys trail now by 4. Here comes the screen. Beal, defended by Howard. Beasley to Wall. There it is, John Wall. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
New blood coming in for both sides.
Into the game for the Knicks, number 30, Julius Randle.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Free throw good to finish off the 3-point play. The lead is up to 5. To Beasley. Throws it down.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Payton. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Washington basketball. Probing the defense. Here comes the screen.
Watch the screen left.
To Anthony. For 3. And Carmelo Anthony knocks down a 3.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
To Beasley. Anthony. Wide open look, won't go.
Just seems like there's lead in the feet of the defenders. You have to bounce quicker to the ball to deter that shot.
Cashes in for two.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. To Beasley, goes to the right side. The Wizards with 4 to shoot. Fires the three. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. 4-3. He buries it.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Now the Wizards going to take the timeout. It's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more chance to stop the clock before the buzzer sounds. Changes coming from both sides right now. Offensive rebound. You've got to get that one to go. Here's the whistle. Intentional foul.
Good foul right there. You want to stop the clock.
And they're going to play this one out to its conclusion as we get an intentional foul. That means free throws coming up in what is a 7-point game.
Okay, now look over to the sideline and see what the staff is trying to draw up on the next play. That's good clock management thus far.
First try, no good. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw.
Yes, sir. I got ball. I'm here.
Oh, I missed a short one there. It's a victory for the Knicks as they get a good win on the road. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Hey everyone, it's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks put together a nice win here today, and the way they attacked the rim was outstanding. Not only is the dunk a high-percentage shot, it's also a great way to test the confidence of the defense. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the New York Knicks. The Wizards
just couldn't get within striking distance toward the end of the game.
And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Assists.
The New York Knicks showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The more they moved the ball, it showed how much they trust each other. In the end, they got to win, and it looked like they had a great time doing it.
Player of the game.
And while you can't track leadership on a stat sheet, it was by far the most impressive thing he did in this game.
We got our top 3 plays for you. Check them out.
Number 2. Number 1.
And here we've got the upcoming games for the Washington Wizards. On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. I know that it's difficult. I'm stacking this paper, it's sort of habitual. I put a residual and f***ing your like it's part of my ritual, part of the visual. But money you give me it's typical. I wanted it physical. $1 million I count up in intervals. Without it I'm miserable. Don't wanna fall off, so I'm all in my bag. Thinking God like it's biblical. I know it's gonna solve every problem I have. I bought on the principle. Remember the teachers is all on my. Now look all of them pitiful. And all of a sudden I'm so good at math. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up. Count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it. Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die. Uno, dos, tres. Big bills. I fell in love with big wheels and quick thrills. My running tip drills, can't sit still. Don't give up if it kills. It mixed well. I'm on.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no on my rap. Last time that I checked, I was selling in the sack. Make $250,000, no sweat. Last time that I checked, I'm the streets voice out west. Legendary self-made progress. Last time that I checked, first you get the money, then respect, then the power and the come next. Last time that I checked, I've been self-made from the dribble. I was been saying I'ma kill him. Nah, playing no games with you. Pop clutch, switch lanes on you. Nah, I laid down the game for you. Taught you how to charge more than what they paid for you. On the whole thing for you. Reinvest, double up, then explain for you. Gotta be love. Run the city, it gotta be cuz. All the pieces I took off the Monopoly board. Yeah, y'all boss claims, it gotta be fraud. Just keep the hood about your mouth and you gotta be charged. I doubled up, tripled up, what? Banged on the whole game, I ain't give a nobody tripping, handle business, got my digits up. And when I drop, you know I'm about to last time that I checked. It was 5 chains on my neck. It was no on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling in the sack, make $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west, legendary self-made progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, then respect, then the power and the come next. Last time that I checked, come through fly, check. No cosign, I ain't need radio to do mine. I done fine, and I take my time check. And take my tribe. Every level that I crossed in this game, like state lines, it was visionary. Either I'm genius or it's scary. Maybe it's both in this balance I deliver daily. For every in these streets trying to feed the babies. The single mama's working hard not to miss a payment. And dirty money get washed on royalty statements. Black owners in this game are powerful races. Young in the set just doing it makeshift out the garage. It's how you end up in charge. It's how you end up in penthouses, end up in cars. It's how you start off a end up a boss. It's how you win the whole thing and live with sweat dripping down your face. Cause the mission was last time that I checked. It was 5 chains on my neck. It was no on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling in the sack, make $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west, legendary self-made progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, then respect, then the power and the come next. Last time that I checked.
I got the front and in the back. We on the way and that's a fact. This real, this ain't rap. Where everybody wanna act pro-black. The last lie you heard, this ain't that, this that. I didn't made it out the gutter. Nip told you the middleman. I told you wearing they clothes, I wear my own. Y'all can own y'all label, I own my own. Hey, Mill, I remember all that game you throw me. Round and get played by the label owners. Talk that to these Adrian Broner. But secure the window, don't let the game fool you. Cause when it's game over, it's when the game over. And all they do is play the game till this game over. And you be giving game like a big brother mission. Never let them take it from us.
Last time that I checked, it was 5 chains on my neck. It was no on my rap last time that I checked. I was selling in the sack, make $250,000, no sweat last time that I checked. I'm the streets voice out west, legendary self-made progress last time that I checked. First you get the money, then respect, then the power and come next. Last time that I checked.
I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it warm, just keep it warm. You ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it warm, just keep it warm. You ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. See what? See word, make the dream work. 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 You wasn't a road, son of a love. Now every day I be counting it up. Screaming your name and they browning you up. This only be down when you up. They say I don't count it, but we be the best. Keep it above, but you keeping it less. For my chest, so I keep me a bless. I hope you burn.
We welcome you to Miami, Florida. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the alarm clock here in South Beach can hit you like a ton of bricks.
It can, especially if you're out the night before, Ed, which a lot of players have been, quote-unquote, known to do. Let's see if they show up tonight.
Gotta find the energy. Gotta get ready. This one's about to get underway. Opening tip won by the Heat, and we're underway in Miami. Dragic. Baseline drive, but he can't finish.
And you see so many players quit on a play after they were beat the first time, but not him. He stayed on his hip, he fought back, and he made the player miss the shot. That's great defense.
It's the Heat with the possession. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
Timing was just a tad bit off.
Jay, sometimes it's not just the Heat that does opponents in Miami.
I've been a victim to this multiple times when we have played the Heat, and I think other franchises from cold cities have been the same. There's a reason why the Miami Heat have such an advantage down here on South Beach. You catch them on an off night, it's rare that opposing teams are ready to play.
Myers Leonard sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
They'll go to Butler down low. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Coach of the Knicks signals for a timeout as they'll go over some tactics now in this first quarter of play.
Have you seen the latest items in our silent auction? Have a look for yourself at the display behind section 121 and place your bid. Don't miss your chance at some excellent memorabilia.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. To Monroe, goes to the left side. Oh, the Heat right there to take it away.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Butler to bring it up. Looking to make something happen. Slams it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine. And you call it a day.
Possession lies with New York. Hayden to Monroe. That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
Hayden into the front court. He'll run the offense. Pass stolen by Miami. Screen coming. Dragic to Butler. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Got it.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Now the Heat going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in the first quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. To Butler. Shot clock for the Heat down to 3. Can't connect.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
To Marcus Morris. Ntilikina with a shot, no good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Defense taking a page from Ntilikina. Missed the three. Deep three at the buzzer. First quarter's complete. We have a tie ball game. A good start to this one.
You know what's coming. Go get him.
Substitutions, New York. Into the game,
Murray with the basketball. Leads 4. Jay Crowder with a piece.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Miami's got it.
I got ball, I got ball, I got ball. I'm here.
To Waiters. Nothing going here on that drive. Waiters. For 3. Waiters forced that one off the mark on the 3.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Joseph with it. Down 6. To Waiters. Dwight Howard tips it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Hey, I got ball, I got mine. Y'all get yours, I got mine.
Gets a look. Can't hit.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Rebound taken by Miami. Joseph with it. Trailing by 4. Down low, Crowder. Nice pass to set things up.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Into the front court comes Smith. Under a minute to go before halftime. And count the basket inside.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Trying to cash in. The screen sets him up for 2.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
To Julius Randle. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Oh, he can't connect. Joseph with it. 4 points the differential as we come up on halftime. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Dion Waiters trying to cash in on the 3-point play. A career 70% free throw shooter. The free throw is good. It's back to a 1-point game. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
I got him, I got him. Give me stance, he's coming, give me stance.
The drive, right to the basket. Julius Randle with the block. Smith now into the front court. Up by 3. Bam Adebayo able to recover with the block.
That's it, man. I got ball, I got ball.
Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. That's it for the first half. The Knicks have the lead.
Thanks, Ed. The Knicks have themselves a close game after 2 quarters. And while they do have an advantage on the scoreboard, you can be sure they like to grow their lead. They've been putting in the kind of effort that can lead to a positive outcome, which is, of course, a win. The Heat aren't down by too much at the half. And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Blocks.
Let's get to the point. We all know that first half of basketball was all about the block shots. Plays like that are all about timing and effort, as you can see in these highlights. There's some great athleticism being shown off as well.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have off nights. Today has just been one of those nights for this guy. Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
And that concludes our halftime report. Thanks for joining us, and see you again after the game.
Smith with it up top. Leads 3.
Watch the cutter, man. Double.
Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
Knocked loose. That's out of bounds. Last touch by the Knicks. So it's going to stay with Miami. To Dragic. Deep left corner. Butler. Not that time. He misses. Smith into the front court. Leads 5.
Trap this. Come on, we got it.
Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul. Miami with the basketball.
I got ball.
Dragic to Butler. Surveys the floor. Butler defended by Howard. Can't connect.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Hayden with the basketball. His team up by 7. Kelly Olynyk snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
You gotta get up on that.
Dwight Howard pins it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
That's going to be out of bounds. Smith the last to touch. Changes coming from both sides right now. What a finish.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Butler. Knicks have it. Throws it down.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
We get a whistle and a timeout here for Miami as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Right. Cut.
Dragic, guarded by Howard. To Butler.
Hey, coming left.
From the outside, no good. Murray with it. The lead is 11. Lets it fly from long range. Rebound taken by Olynyk. Dragic into the front court. Final minute to play in this third quarter. And a whistle.
Welcome to new age basketball. You blow on me, that's a foul.
Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Can't connect from inside. Another follow, no good. To Payton. Jamal Murray. Can't go down. Smothering defense. Flushes it home. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first three quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
Here comes the screen. Elfrid Payton sizing up Leonard. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer. 3 quarters complete. The Knicks have the lead. So the Heat will have it to start this fourth and final quarter. This was a one-possession game at the break, but things went south from there.
But guess what, Ed? It's always a one-possession game. That's how you need to approach each possession in basketball. You can't score and then get back in the game 30 possessions later. You have to do it one possession at a time.
Dennis Smith Jr. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
He'd have the basketball. Butler to Waiters. Probing the defense. Waiters guarded by Howard. Dwight Howard swats it.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Butler into the front court. His guys trail by 10. And they call the foul. Felt the breeze there, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Dragic to Butler. And they call it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Butler to Dragic.
Come on, you gotta work around the screen. You're killing me.
5 to shoot for Miami. Dragic. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Murray into the front court. Lead stands at 10. It's a big finish.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Here comes the screen. And too much contact.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions. They'll go to Butler, down low. Oh, big finish at the rim. Good luck keeping up with that.
Did you see that jump? It was as quick as a pogo stick.
To Julius Randle. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Dragic up against the 8-time All-Star. To Waiters. Shot clock for the Heat, down to 3. Butler, off the iron, no good. Tanila Kina. And look out. Big finish at the rim.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's the Heat with the possession. Butler to Dragic. Oh, nice find for the basket.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Free throws good. Add 1 more to the total. This game feels out of reach. Dragic with the basketball. He'll run the offense. To Butler. Oh, emphatic slam.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
To Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. Consistent effort. He's at 50%.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
That's usually one that he'll knock down. Dragic with it. The deficit now up to 13. Fires the 3. Rebounds pulled down by New York. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul. Long key from 3/4 court. It's a victory for the Knicks. as they win this one handily. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Knicks could not have been more dominant in this game. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the New York Knicks. The Heat seemed to lose their edge as the game got out of hand. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Miami Heat.
Game track. Points in the paint.
These guys walked in with the game plan, and they walked out with the win. And these highlights, they tell even more of the story.
Player of the game.
Easy choice for player of the game. No one else made as big of an impact in this matchup.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a look at the upcoming games for the Miami Heat. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.
we got London on the track.
Somebody pop all day, hold up. Somebody on their way, hold up. I with a crown all day, hold up. Somebody can't relate,
Black
hold up.
Panther.
Stay down with no faking. Go up, top down, I've been racing. Go up, while I'm in dangerous. Go up, my crowd in rotation, yeah. Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Wait, are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? I live on 10. Wait, are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet? Hold up, the place 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 up.
Down, go to the down. I see cuz jogging down, jogging down. Got Benjamin Franklin on my T-Bano. So drop from the jungle. I keep the on me, I leave you puzzle. Bang, I'm not play card on